Today we'll discuss the respiratory systems. To perform any activities, we require energy, and this energy is comes from the breakdown of the uh, organic molecules such as glucose, fat, and proteins, and this is requires oxygen and release harmful gases. This is carbon dioxide. So, and this produce energy that is in form of ATP. So, process of inhaling the O2 and releasing of the carbon dioxide is called breathing. And for this breakdown of the food molecules that produce energy is called respirations. So, breathing and respirations are combined. So, there are different process that which energy is released, and this breathing pattern vary from different animals like in whale, microorganism, and other according to the habitats of the organism. So, in sponges, coelentrates, flatworms, these are the lower invertebrates. Simple diffusion method is used for breathings, and insects like cockroaches use tracheae, a network of tracheae, and earthworms used moist skin for exchange of gases. So a snail, this is a snail, use a vascular structure called ctenidiums used for exchange of gases. This is ctenidiums, and this scorpions and also a spider use book-like a structure, open book-like a structure called book lung. For this is used for the exchange of gases, or you can say breathings. Birds use lungs for respirations, and different vertebrates like fish use gills. Fishes use gills, but frogs or amphibians, birds, and human beings or other mammals use lungs for respirations. And amphibians also used a skin for respiration. This is called cutaneous respirations. Human respiratory system is well developed, and this is the process of inhaling and exhaling, inhaling of oxygen and exhaling of. So this is consists of respiratory tracts and lungs. Respiratory tract is consists of nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, and the bronchi. These are the parts of the respiratory tract of the human beings. And this nose consists of made of cartilage and bones. Nose, during inhaling, warms and moistens and filters the air it takes in. So it is important. It also prevents the dust particles. This through two nostrils it goes to the nasal chambers, and nasal chambers opens in the pharynx, and that pharynx through glottis go to the larynx and then trachea. So this is also called, larynx is also called the sound box. It helps in production of the sounds. It is also called Adam's apples. And there is a epiglottis which prevents the food particles to enter in the passage of the airs. So there is the epiglottis structures. And trachea is further divided into two parts, that is called, this is the trachea, and there are the two lungs. We have one pair of lungs, and right lung is slightly larger. It has 3 lobes, and left lung has the 2 lobes. And trachea divided into primary bronchi, and then it further divided into secondary bronchi and the tertiary bronchi. And this is further divided into the bronchioles. And bronchioles connected to the, this is the alveolar duct, and this is connected to the alveoli. Alveoli is the sac-like structures. It looks like a bunch of grapes, and around 600 million alveoli are present in the human beings. So there is the main site of the exchange of the gases. See, this is the structure of the alveoli, and this alveoli is connected to the different uh, pulmonary vein. So pulmonary veins uh, passes the oxidated blood, and pulmonary artery passes the deoxidated blood. And bronchi, bronchioles, and alveoli consist of the this lungs, left lung and right lung. Left lung is slightly smaller due to the presence of the heart in the left sides. It has two lobes, and right lung has three lobes, and it is slightly larger than the left left lung. So this is the lobe of the lungs. It has two layers: outer pleural membranes and the inner pleural members. And in between the outer and inner pleural membrane, there is the fluid that is called pleural fluid. And this is thoracic membrane and inner pleural fluid membranes attached to the lung surface. It prevents the friction. So pleural fluid prevents the friction of the lung surface during the breathing process, or this is the process of the breathing. And this is the thoracic chambers. In the lower side there is a diaphragm, and in the lateral side there are rib. So rib cage in the lateral sides, and this is the diaphragms. It divides the abdominal cavity and the thoracic cavities. And the posterior side there is the vertebral columns. So, and anteriorly there is a sternum. So rib cage or ribs in the lateral sides. In the lower side there is diaphragm, and lateral side ribs, and this dorsally is the vertebral columns. And this is showing the changes in the pulmonary vein. Respiratory system may be two types: parts, conducting part and respiratory part. This is the conducting part. This is the through which the air passes. It consists of from nose to tracheoles. That is bronchi, and this passes through the air passes through the this, and there is alveoli, which is the main site of the exchange of the gases. This is under the respiratory part. It consists of alveolar duct and the alveoli. This is the main site of the exchange of the gases of oxygen and the carbon dioxide. When we put our hand on the chest, we can feel the contraction, and when raise the chest, that is inhaling, during inhaling, and lower the chest during the exhaling of the gases or breathing, or that is called the expiration. So these are the different steps of respiration: breathing, external respirations, internal transport, internal respiration, and cellular respiration. There are 5 steps of respiration. First is the breathing. It consists of inspiration and expiration. In inspiration, we take the oxygen gas inside, and during expiration, we exhale the carbon dioxide. So there is diaphragm. We during inspiration start with the contraction of the diaphragms, and this may increase the volume of the pulmonary volume, or the this thoracic volumes. And there is the high pressure and there is low pressure, so air comes to the inside the body, or inspiration takes place. And during the expirations, intercostal muscles are relaxed and diaphragms go upwards, so there is decrease in volume of the thoracic volumes, and this increases the uh, pressures, and so there is release of the carbon dioxides. Now we'll discuss the external respirations. Uh, there are three layers of the alveolar membranes. First is the squamous epitheliums. Second is the endothelium membranes, and in between the membrane there is the basement substance. It is very few millimeters in thickness, and this is the chambers of alveoli. This is alveoli, and there is the capillary. There is the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide by diffusion methods. So it's vary according to the thickness of the diffusion membranes, and this is the lungs. We can see that this double circulations inside the body, or gas transports, in which pulmonary artery carry and arterioles carry the, this is the alveolar capillaries, and this is the alveoli. So this and back go through the lungs to the heart by the pulmonary veins. This is oxygenated blood, and this whole process takes place inside the body during by the circulatory system and the respiratory systems combinedly. This is internal respirations. This is the diffusion of oxygen and carbon dioxide. It releases the ATP. And next is the cellular respirations that take place and produce the energy. So these all are the steps of the respirations. Thank you. I will continue in next class. Thank you.